Hi everybody, welcome to Monday's live Stampin. We are Monday the 3rd of July. Where did those first 6 months of the year go, I wonder? So tonight I am going to be sharing with you today's coffee and card design and a new stamp set. So I will wait for a few people to come on board and then we will make a little start. I hope you're all keeping lovely and well. We had a lovely weekend here. We went to London to see a band that my husband really loves. We went to Finsbury Park to see Pulp. A bit of a blast from the 90s, but an amazing concert all around. It was super busy in London. Take That were in Hyde Park. Guns N' Roses were somewhere. It was London Pride weekend, and then we were at Finsbury Park. So really busy day, but absolutely loved it. And then yesterday we just spent the day relaxing, seeing family, and it was very nice. So I hope you had a good weekend as well. So a few people are on. Do say hello if you are joining. Hi. Oh, a few people have joined already. That's lovely. Kerry, how was Harry Potter? Do tell me what you thought. She went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in London yesterday, which was 2 shows in one day. I've seen it and loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. Hi, Carol. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Margaret. And hi, Carol as well. Thank you for spending a bit of your time with me on a Monday night. I had a meeting tonight that finished at 7:30, so I've dashed home, seen the girls, had a little bit of tea, and made it to my craft room. So, hi, Joanna, and hi, Sandra. Oh my God, loved Harry Potter. Good. That's what I like to hear. I'm looking forward to hearing all about that. Chelsea was delighted. Good. That's her daughter. I'm glad she enjoyed it too. Okay, so let's switch cameras and we'll do a little bit of crafting, shall we? Let me just swap this over. Brilliant. You can see my desk. So today was my coffee and card session for first one in July, and I always like to mix it up with my coffee and card ladies, and we used something that we've not used before. I actually only opened the stamp set yesterday. It's in the main catalogue and it's here, and a lot of people said they'd bypassed it in the catalogue, which is fine. We all look at things in very different ways. We used Construction Zone. Now this stamp set, this is what it looks like in a bit more detail, the real thing. It is cling, and you can see how many of those stamps that I've actually used. And it's one of those stamp sets that I think is really easy to bypass it. There's not a great deal of images there to show you how it's been used. But I really liked it. And I often make cards for my friends, for their children, and one card that's really tough to make is a young boy's card. And I know I'm generalising stereotypes here, but just bear with me. I thought this really spoke to that demographic, and I loved having a play with it. First play, I must admit, I was a little bit, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this? And this is kind of where my inspiration came from. This is it here. Excuse my scribbles. And then my mum was here with me yesterday. Oh, hang on, the dog's barking. My mum was here with me yesterday, and we were talking about coffee and card, and this is what I came up with. So this is my card. I've created a little scene. Our little trucks are travelling along our little hill, and they're going to deliver the present to, well, he might be delivering the present. I think he's the truck driver. So they're going to deliver the present. So that's the outside, and this is the inside. So it may not be something that you think, oh wow, that's amazing, but I really love this card. I'm genuinely really pleased with where this card took me to. So I'm going to show you how I made that card today. Just be mindful, there are no dies or punches for this, so there may be some fussy cutting. So let's show you what I did with that. So page 81 in the main catalogue, if you've got your catalogue with you. If you haven't, just Google it, and you will see it all come up. So let's get some scrappy bits out, shall we? I don't think I'm going to get very far with that. So let's grab a trimmer. Ah, that's what it was called, Moving Along. We spoke about that stamp set today in class. Someone else remarked that it was similar to that. I loved that stamp set. It was really lovely. But we couldn't remember what it was called, so thank you for that, Wendy. So I have got, let's get some lines out of my little cubby. So with that card, I've got a card base that's 10.5 centimetres wide, and then I want one strip of white that's 10 centimetres wide, and I'm going to trim that down to 14.4, and I want 2 pieces. Lovely. Then I also want a piece of this that is 14.4 centimetres long, and I want 2 pieces that are 5 centimetres wide. I'll probably just leave that there, but I'm gonna, so cute. Thank you, Carol, that's really kind of you. Okay, so we have the pieces that we need now, and we're going to start with our 2 pieces of white. Okay, so the 2 pieces of white, basically you have your card base like this, and my card base is going to open that way, and then I have 2 pieces of white. One is for the outside and one is for the inside. Now you can stick the one inside down first of all, but the one for the outside we're going to add a bit of decoration to before we stick it down. Okay, so let's bring this piece in, and I want a blending brush, and I want a Pool Party ink pad, and it's quite subtle. You can just about see it. I've coloured in that sky area with the blending brush and this Pool Party because you can really see the clouds. Excuse me. I'm just going to add my... Now this ink pad has been used by 9 ladies at Coffee and Car today, so it's a little bit in need of a re-inking. But let's hopefully get something out of it. I held my blending brush there for a bit of a while, but don't worry, we'll cover that up with the truck. Okay. So that there like so. And then now we've done that, I can stick that piece on the front. Hi Shaz. Thanks for joining us this evening. So I made a big boo-boo at Coffee and Car today. I was really prepared. I usually forget something, but I'd checked, I double-checked that I had everything today. I got there, and what did I leave behind? I left the actual card behind. So, silly old me, I had to make the card again so that people knew what I was talking about. Right, so I'm now going to use, these are the basic border dies, and they're really handy. And I'm just using the curved one. The curved one is probably my most used die out of this set. And this is what's going to create our little hill. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through my die machine, which I've got next to me. Okay, so this gives us this lovely little hill. So that's that die used. I can now add this to my card front. Okay. The dog is pulling his bed all over the room. And then this one here for the inside, I'm going to make it just a little bit shallower. So I'm going to put this on again. I'm just going to move it down so that it almost goes corner to corner. Quite enjoyed putting this one together. There we go. So I've got a little hill inside, or a little hill foot inside. Okay, that's going to sit just down there. There we go. So 2 little hills and some bits for the bin. Now I'm going to take a piece of scrap and I'm going to stamp all my images that I need to. And the colour that I've chosen to use is Pebbled Path. So let's take my ink pad. Pebbled Path. I think I prefer it to basic grey, but these stamps stamp absolutely beautifully. So give that a nice ink. And I just want one of each. Okay. So I've got my crane. I've got my cement truck. I've got my little pickup or forklift. And then I want a set of balloons. Dave? Oh, he's got some rubbish out of the bin. He's so naughty. Dave is the dog, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. And then I want this little... Oh, that's terrible. I moved him. That's better. And then the last thing I want is a traffic cone. And this is going to be stamped in pumpkin pie. It's the only one that's stamped in colour. And then we're going to colour these in now. And I've chosen to do my colouring, I've chosen to use some watercolour pencils. And I am going to start with, I've just picked up some key areas on these vehicles. I'm going to start by colouring in the door. And the cement truck. Down here I'm going to colour in the base of the forklift. And I love watercolour pencils. They are my preferred colouring tool. I feel like you can get some real depth when you're using these. So I've just started by going over them really, really lightly. And then I'm going to add in some sort of darker shade. And to achieve the darker shade, you just push down a little bit harder. And then go over. So it's similar to the blends, but rather than using 2 shades, you just change the pressure that you're using, like so. And then for this yellow, I'm going to add in a little bit of crushed curry. I do like to add different colours together when I'm colouring. Oh, my pencil nib's broken. It's okay, I've got another one here. And I've got a colouring class coming up in 2 weeks. So this was a really good opportunity for me to have a good old practice with my colouring pencils. And then I'm just going back over with the yellow to just bring that in. I lift that up now. You've got a really nice shade on that cement truck. I'm just going to go over all of these now. That's it. So therapeutic colouring, and I've had a really busy evening, so this is just what I need. And let's pick up a bit more detail on this door over here. That's it. Now, little... Oh, that's not the one I want to colour. I want to colour this one here. I'm just going over this. And when you've got a smaller area, it is trickier to build in your shade, but it is still possible. That's it. So can you see that? That's starting to look really nice. I want a couple of balloons. And then let's bring in a couple of other colours now. So I've got a green, I've got a blue, and then I'm going to do a red. Actually, no, I'm going to do an orange, because orange is the colour of our traffic cone. There we go. And then the present, I'm going to colour the present in green. Oh, thank you, Kate. It's, to be honest, I don't feel like it's anything really technical, but I have spent a lot of time just sort of practicing and just sort of developing my own sort of technique. Okay, and then I've got some grey now for the wheels and the base. So I'm just starting again with a really light pressure. And then adding in a bit dark. And to get really good shading on when you've got grey, don't be afraid to use the black as well. So like I've used the crushed curry on the yellow, use the black on the grey and you get a really, really nice shade. Let's colour the wheels. And what I like about these is just there's not an awful amount to colour, but just by colouring in a little area, just changing these, it changes these images right up. I thought he was under his, wonder why he's gone then, but he's the other end of the room. Not technical, but beautifully done. Love this, Stacey. Oh, thank you. Your colouring and shading is really excellent. Thank you. That's really, really kind of you. Okay, so those are my coloured images all done. I'll just lift them up so you could see them. And now the job that we need to do, which may take some time, is to cut them all out. So Let's just trim this off. Evening to you, Sophie. Right, so now I'm going to trim around these. I'm going to leave myself a little white border. I think it just makes them look a little bit more polished. And I know if there were dies for this, the dies would actually do the same. So for me, it just looks a little bit more professional. So I've started with the inside for some reason. Just follow it round. So I've got my crane. This will be the third time I've made this card now. There are some pictures on my stories of cards that the ladies made today. Some of them changed it up slightly. Some of them were more subtle with their colouring. Others used completely different colours. It was lovely to see, actually. Lots of people being creative. Okay. There is something about the fussy cutting, I think. So have I got 3 little people to give the cast to? I'm sure I will find someone, yes. There's definitely one little boy I can think of who was 3 at the weekend, and we're not seeing him for a week or so. So one is definitely for my friend's little boy, Oscar. And there is another little boy that is 4 at the end of this year. So one could be for little Jacob. And then I won't lie, one will probably just go in my stash and stay there. It's just nearly there now. And then I'm starting to think about ideas for the second card of the evening. I always like to make 2, just to give you some different ideas. I forgot to stamp my little hazard banner. It's nice to keep one to inspire with future. It is actually. Oh no, that's not the one I want to cut out. This is the little man I want to cut out. Okay. So just let me know, add in the comments, is this a set that's on your wish list, or is this one that's passed you by? I also want to use this as like a little hat for something, and I haven't decided what yet.
That's it. Right. Bring in my card now, and this is where the fun starts. I'm going to add a few of these now, and I'm going to stick these down with pads. So one about there. And then which other one is on the front? It's this little one, isn't it? It's the little forklift. So now on the forklift is actually carrying the present. On my wish is my youngest grandsons. Would love a card using this. I'd also put them on a sheet magnets for him to plan his magnetic. Oh, that's a lovely idea. That's really, really nice, Wendy. How thoughtful. Okay, so we've got our truck, our forklift taking the present. So we need a little person now. So put a little person there, and he is holding the balloons. Like so. You could, if you wanted to, put a little one of these on. Got to go, but loving this demo. Catch you again soon. Bye everyone. Bye Sandra. Enjoy the rest of your evening. But I'm not going to put that on there. Now open up the card. And I'm going to put my little digger there. Not my digger, my crane here. I think I actually stuck it down flat because it's inside. So I'll do that, stick it down flat. I don't like too much sort of, oh bugger, oops. I don't like too much depth inside my cards. So I'm going to stick a bit of scrap over that glue there. And then here I want to put a little traffic cone. Just there. Right, now I've got a sentiment to do, and I've got a digger. So this one here, your loads of fun. I'm going to stamp that in crushed curry. And then the other one, birthday zone, I'm also stamping in crushed curry. And now with these, for our long sentiment, stamp that quite close actually. Let's stamp it again. Silly me. No, I've stamped it too close to that edge. Oh dear. I'll get this right in a minute. I need to re-ink that ink pad. That's better. So now I'll stick that down. I always like to stick my dies down when I use them for something like this, because knowing me, it will move and I'll have to do it again. So your washi tape is just your fail safe. Fail safe? Fail safe? That out. That's the last of the die cutting done. And then with this one, I'm going to trim it into 2 little word banners or 2 word strips. Birthday, and then zone. Right, now we also need to stamp the little hazard tape. So once I've stamped that, I'm just going to let it dry for a second. So let's open up the card and I can stick in birthday zone. So zone goes just down here. And birthday is going to slot just in there. So that is the inside of our card all done. I really like the inside. That would also make a really nice outside of a card if you're not fussed about white space. Okay, so now let's bring in this. And I'm going to colour in the little hazard strip in yellow. And I'm only really going to worry about the edges. Oh, thank you. Joanne's put, that's fantastic. Right, so now I've done that, I am going to snip this in half and I'm going to attach it under this banner just to give it a little bit of extra length, and also I think it just lifts it a bit. That's it. And then this banner is going to go on here. And I am going to put it on with some pads. And the only thing I've not done is I've not actually done my clouds. So I will do that to finish this off. So that's going to go in there. And here's my little cloud die. Let's just cut out 3 little clouds. Do let me know what you think in the comments. One. Cute card, says Carol. Lovely card, says Carol as well. So I've got 3 little clouds now. And these are going to go on my card. Let's have one up here. And have one down here. And then another one else. Sorry, the last one can go up here. That's it. So that is my first card, all decorated. I really like the finished look on that card. I think it's really sweet how it's turned out. And I have 1, 2, there's a 3rd one somewhere. So for those of you that are still with me, because I have 3 of them, one of which I have put somewhere. Story of my day. If you comment your loads of fun in either Facebook or YouTube, I will pick someone at random tomorrow to send one of these cards to. It will only be available to UK demos, so add your loads of fun in the comments, and then I will pick someone at random to be sent this card for free in the post. So UK people only, please, and I will do the draw at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So I promise you I will make 2 cards. So here we go with number 2. And my starting point for this card is this. Okay, it's just a blue bit of DSP. Now I'm going to use this bit of DSP as my focal point for my second card. And I just wanted to show you that you don't need a great deal of stuff to make a card. You can just have sort of a few supplies and you can make it work for you. So cutting this down, you're loads of fun. Love to see that now. You can make lots. So I'm just starting out with a piece that is 10 by 14.4. Okay. I think I'm going to use that on there, and I'm going to grab myself my trusty old circles. You cannot go wrong with a circle, although I could use a square. Okay, here's another thing for you to comment: square or circle. First person to comment will be the one that I go with. So, oh, here's the third card. It's right in front of me. So I have 3 of those. Let's cut me a little card base. Now, let's go for white. Circle. Wendy commented circle. Wendy, you're my kindred spirit, because circles, as you know, are my favourite shape to use on a card. You can't go wrong with a circle. So let's just trim this down. 2.4. So let me just have a little play now. Obviously that's the same size, that I don't want that, do I? I just want this. And then I'll cut a white circle. Right. Oh, I like it. I like it. That's what I was going to cut a white card base out of that, wasn't I? What a silly sausage. Let's get the white card. Well, another Your Loads of Fun. So that's Shaz so far and Carol Jewelry. Right, now concentrate, Stacey. 14.9. Score it, that's cut. Right, let's give that a nice little crease. And then I want to put this one on here. This is better. And this is my piece of blue, which I need to trim down slightly to 14.4. This blade keeps falling out of this trimmer. So this blue is boho blue, which is one of the new in colours, and I think it's my new favourite colour. So I've got that and I've got that. Now, let's stamp the truck. And I'm going to stamp the truck in Pebbled Path. A lovely little truck. And I'm going to stamp it again on here. So this one I'm going to stick down, and I'm going to stick that down with some foam pads. Foam pads are my favourite. And this is a great card design, if I do say so myself, because it's one of those designs where you could just swap out this image on the front, add a little bit of DSP or a little strip of coloured card, and it's a really simple design, but really effective. Probably should have coloured this before I stuck it on, but we are where we are. So I'm just colouring in these wheels. Lovely. And then I'm going to take my, now that is Pacific Point. I think I want Balmy Blue. Is it in here? Nope, not in that one. It needs to be in this one. Hashtag good card design. It is indeed. That's great. It's Night of Navy. Come on, Balmy Blue. Where are you? Balmy Blue. There we go. So now let's colour in this door. It's quite a different shade of blue, but you know what? That's okay. Okay. Colouring the little door. And then now I'm going to colour in this bit here. Next, I've gone over with my darker pressure. Now I'm just going in with the lighter pressure to just shade that all together. There we go. So now I'm going to cut those two bits out. And this time I'm going to cut out on the line. Okay, so then when we put that back on there, so I could have just fussy cut this out, but I'm going to raise it slightly just to get a little bit of a different look. Now with this, you can see the actual white on the edge of the card. So I'm going to take a Pebbled Path Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to, do I ever use them with water? I do, Shaz, but not as often as I use them as regular colouring pencils. I'm a little bit fearful of watercolouring, I won't lie. A friend of mine is running a watercolour class, and I think I'm actually going to take it because watercolouring does terrify me a bit. Okay, and now I'm going to put those on just with a little pad to raise them slightly. You could stick them down with a with regular glue. I'm just going to use some foam pads because this is just going to lift it ever so slightly. So it's quite cute. And then on this one here. Before I do that, actually, I'm just going to colour in this edge bit. With blue, so you can't see it when you look underneath. I probably should have done that with this one here. Okay, so I've got my little 3D'd truck. You can't really see that very well. I've got my little cute 3D truck, and now I want a sentiment. So in here, thought you could use a pick-me-up. Well, I've not used the pick-up, so I can't really use that. Your Loads of Fun and Birthday Zone. So I think I'm going to use the Your Loads of Fun. But actually, is that going to fit in there? Let's stamp it on something else. I'm just going to clean this. I need to clean my stamp scrub. Right, where's that bit of card? I put a little bit of card in the bin earlier. Here it is. Don't be afraid to pull things out the bin. And I'm going to stamp this in. Quite mindful that I've got two different blues there. So I think I'm going to go with Misty Moonlight. So then I've got 3 different blues. The dog is under his bed now. He's turned it over and he's actually under it. So now, actually put that to one side, Stacey, because I don't think I'm going to be able to cut that much straight. That's my blade again falling out of my trimmer. Right, so I'm going to cut this down so it's 1 centimetre. Let's go 1.2. How very specific. And now I'm going to stamp this on there. Actually, grey would have been nice. Do I do that or do I do grey? No, let's do this because grey is the... My dogs go nuts when there's a full moon. Is it a full moon tonight? That would explain something. Okay, Your Loads of Fun. I quite like that on there. So that is the width of that piece of card. Your Loads of Fun. I think that's it. I'm glad I did that because I wouldn't have got that straight otherwise. I like it. Oh, I just need to do a little bit inside. Do I have any more grey card is the question. Let's have a little look. I do. There's a piece in my scraps box that is just the size I want. And let's go down to 14.4. the right size. So that's that bit for there. Should have a bit of white here. I'm going to trim that down. Oh, they didn't translate it. Oh, Sophie, that is disappointing. Oh, it is a cute one. So I want 13.4. I'm going to use a different trimmer because this is really bugging me. Full moon tonight. It's a buck moon, so brighter. Oh, I'm going to enjoy looking at the moon when I go outside then. And there we go. I'm going to leave the inside blank because that's one of those sort of cards that you probably want to put quite a nice message inside. So this is card number 2. And here is card number 1. So do let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a favourite, please pop it down. As I mentioned earlier, I've actually made 3 of these ones. So one of them is up for grabs for free. All you need to do is in the comments before 9 o'clock tomorrow evening is add the phrase "you're loads of fun," and then I will pick someone at random from either Facebook or YouTube to win the card. It's available to UK stampers only, so please don't comment if you're outside of the UK. And I will send one of those. I will send you one of those cards for free just for tuning in. So let me go back to my screen. So just to have a little recap, I have used the Construction Zone stamp set. You'll find it on page 81 of the annual catalogue. It is a cling stamp set. I've used all but 2 stamps, which this one says, "I thought you could use a pick-me-up." Great for using this one. And I've not used the arrow, but that arrow would work for lots of other cards as well, and for scrapbooking. For this one here, I've created a cute little scene using most of the images. They've been coloured with watercolour pencils without water, so just as regular pencils. And I've created my little hill with one of the basic border dies, this die here. And then we've got some clouds. The clouds actually come from the Zany Zoo suite. And then inside you've got a little bit more detail. And then lastly, I've used just one of the images to create this nice little any occasion card, really. I have 3D'd the door and the main part of the cement mixer. And my starting point for this card was just that piece of DSP. Colours are grey granite, boho blue, balmy blue, and misty moonlight here. I've stamped in pebbled path for those that are wondering as well. So let's go back to over here. Switch back cameras, here we go. Okay, I'm back with you all now. So thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in this evening. I really appreciate you spending a little bit of your Monday evening with me. Everything I've used tonight is available to purchase from my online store, and that can be found at staceymarsh.co.uk. If you have any questions about anything I've used, any of the techniques, please do get in touch. And don't forget to use the online shopping code when you're purchasing online. It's at the bottom right hand corner of this screen. Pop that in at the checkout and you'll receive a free gift from me next month. New for this month as well, you will also get a PDF of a sort of tutorial for a set of cards that have been made by myself and other demonstrators from across the globe using the Bright and Beautiful bundle. That's free when you spend £45, and you will also get a copy of my monthly card cast for free when you spend over £45. Or spend over 100 and you'll get a free kit as well. So lots of ways to get more product for your money this year, this month.
and I will leave you all there. So thank you for spending a Monday evening with me. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. And just to let you know, I'll be live again on Thursday at midday right here with something new for you. Bye for now.